In a lot of my videos that I've been making recently, I've been talking about depression and anxiety a lot. And that's for good reason. It's because most Americans and a lot of people in the world are suffering from depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. And I just wanted to let everybody know that you matter. You do. Whether or not you may think that you don't, I'm going to tell you why you do matter and why you are loved, even if you don't feel like it. So, whatever shit you're going through, family stuff, maybe you don't have a lot of friends, maybe you feel like nobody likes you, like nobody respects you, and, why am I even here? A lot of you might think that you're better off not being around. And that's not true, because regardless of any of the things that I just listed, you matter. You matter to the people that care about you. And you're human. So we should all respect one another, and we should all be in this together, because we're all the same, whether you like it or not. We're all the same. We're all going through the same shit. Just it differs a little bit from person to person, but you know what I mean. As far as if you don't have a lot of friends, maybe you just have a couple really good friends and maybe a lot of acquaintances, or maybe you don't have a lot of acquaintances. I always kind of had a few really good friends, people that I would trust with my life, people that I considered to be a brother. And I had a lot of people that I would just kind of talk to here and there. And they were acquaintances to me. They weren't necessarily good friends or anything, just people that I knew years of going to school with. And you're familiar with them. So I don't think that's too uncommon. I think that it's better to have a couple of really good friends rather than a whole bunch of kind of mediocre friends, people that might not have your back when the time comes, and people that you don't consider family, because you could have a really shitty family life, and if you don't have anybody that's really your family, you're going to feel alone. And a lot of people suffer from loneliness, and we have these devices on us every second of every day, and this game of likes and comments and gratification, it's not good. It's doing us a disservice, and I'd recommend that each and every one of you just kind of dials back your social media use. Like I like YouTube, whether or not you consider that a social media. I love YouTube, and I love Instagram, and Snapchat is good for communication. I like to talk with my friends and my brother who's in the Navy, and talk to my dad a little bit on Snapchat. It's just a really good form of communication. Other than that, I mean, I don't like Facebook one bit. I just haven't deleted it yet, but I don't like it at all. I have a Twitter, but I haven't used it in years. I mean, I don't even remember what the name is or or what the password is. Like, I don't even know. The last time I went on it, I just kind of went through and cleaned it up and unfollowed a bunch of stuff, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is there's a lot of people out there that, and you might be one of them, that your whole life is consumed by comparing yourself to others via social media, and comparison is the thief of joy. I believe that was a Theodore Roosevelt quote. Don't quote me on that, because I heard that secondhand. But it's just not a good way to live. It's gonna make you feel lesser than. It's gonna pull the insecurities to the surface, and I mean, you got to remember, like Elon Musk once said, that people on social media, it's not really their real life. It's the best angle. Maybe they've doctored a photograph to, you know, and it's going to show them at their happiest and their best looking. So when you look at that and you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not that happy and I don't look like that, you know, and then you'll see. I follow a few girls from high school, and it's like they're good looking, and they get like 300 likes on a picture, and it's like cool, you know, like, hey, I can respect it, you know. It's a lot harder for the fellas out there, but you know, it's like just post about shit that you like, and then just don't worry about who's liking it, how many, you know. Just it's not worth it, really. I mean, go outside, read a book, take a nap, you know. Do something that's relaxing or that you enjoy, because at the end of the day, we are all the same and we're all headed to the same place. Just because you got X amount of Twitter followers or Instagram likes or whatever, it doesn't mean that you're no better or worse than any of us, because we're out here just trying to figure it all out. I mean, you only got one shot at this, and it's not like, you know, all that shit's gonna matter at the end of the day, you know. And then Tinder is another one. I'm on Tinder. I've been single for a little while now, and you know, don't. Tinder is a weird one because that's a social media where you, it's it's really weird how it's all about. When I look at it now, it kind of puts me off a little bit. It's like you just looking at the surface. It's still strange to me to think about because you're just looking at pictures and a short bio, or maybe they don't even have a bio, and it's kind of like a please love me sort of app where it's like, you know, the guys are looking for girls so they can feel better about themselves, and the girls, a lot of them, I get the vibe that they're all insecure. Maybe they have issues with their father or their family, and they're just getting flooded with, you know, all these praises and compliments and stuff. And then there's a lot of shitty guys out there that'll fucking say the worst things imaginable, and it's weird. It's just weird. I know I've said that a couple times already, but it's, if you sit back and think about it, we've never had that before. I mean, online dating's been around for a while, but it's just weird. You have a list of suitors in your phone at all times. It's just not natural. It's not what we evolved to do. But this is the day and age we're living in, and I love technology. I love all the information out there. I love that you want to get a book, you can just order it online, not even have to set foot in a store. I love YouTube. I love watching videos. The camera I'm talking at right now, I bought online. I mean, technology's great, but there's a lot of bad that comes with it, and especially the social media apps. And it's no surprise that suicide and attempted suicides are on the rise, because I think a lot of that comes back to social media and people comparing themselves. And you know, I've been there, and it's rough. It's not a good feeling. But like in other videos I've made, I've talked about these different mindfulness practices like meditation and then exercise, all that stuff. If you do it consistently and you make a habit out of it, it kind of rewires your brain, and then that stuff doesn't really matter, you know. it's just a miracle that we're all here and that we haven't died yet. I mean, the sun could burn out tomorrow. We could get hit by a meteor in 5 minutes. I mean, it's bizarre, this whole thing. So make the most out of it, You can, sit around and hang out, and, looking back, I've spent too much time back when I used to play a lot of Black Ops and Xbox 360 and stuff like that. It's like, man, I like to relax, but it's like, man, I could have been doing something. But I'm young and in my prime, and I'm glad that this switch flipped where it's like, if I can go out there and talk to people and, what's the worst that's going to happen? A girl's going to be like, oh, not interested, or I have a boyfriend. It's like, or, you go do a class and you're worried about what? That people are going to laugh at you because you're new, people are going to exclude you. It's, not saying that being excluded or being rejected doesn't matter, because it does, but don't let it stop you from going out and doing something that you really want to do. I mean, it's cliche, but they're cliche because they're true, right? So, go out there and do it, And get off the phones. Try to limit that. Even if you take it back to, just maybe I'll delete this one, and I'll keep a couple of them, and I'll just look at them every once in a while throughout the day. It's not going to be my main source of information. I like to try to expand my mind rather than look at a bunch of people that are, when they're putting on that face, smiling for the camera. Not all the time it's genuine. Sometimes it's, pain. There's a lot of pain, and they're looking for that dose of please love me, or do you love me? Am I enough? And the thing is, we're all enough. Everyone deserves to love and be loved. And you're human. You're loved by me. I have compassion for anyone, unless, if they're a dick, it's like, well, I just don't need to be around you, but, good vibes only. I don't spend too much of my life being rude when I shouldn't have, losing my cool on stuff that's so dumb that you're not even going to think about, later in the day or a week from then. It's like, just try to be mindful, show people that you care, be nice, be compassionate, and live. It's really that simple. You just got to go out and live, because when you're older, you're going to look back, you're going to say, man, people don't, at the end of life, when people are looking back, they're not going to get mad at themselves about all the things that they tried. They're going to regret all the regrets that they had, they're going to wish that they went out and bungee jumped, or, something crazy, something to experience. Go out and take a hike once a week when the weather gets nice. I mean, in Oregon it rains most of the time, but I've been trying to go out every time I can when it's nice. I'll take my camera. I'll go take a bunch of pictures and be around people that bring me happiness. I mean, you're never going to have more of a perfect day than a beautiful day out in the woods or the beach or wherever, and with people that you care about. Being outside is important. We're getting more insulated as time goes on. Technology gets better. It's like, well, why do I need to go outside? I got everything I need on Netflix, YouTube, internet. But we still have that need to be out, It can get claustrophobic. If you don't feel it deep inside, you feel it. You got to get out there, post pictures of you truly happy, but don't let it control your life. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Alright, well, I think I've rambled on enough, but till next time,